I speak unto thee this day, and I say that it is true, it is true, it is true, even though it is hideously ugly before me. I say it is true that you are living in a land and nation where men and women have bowed down. I say they have literally kissed the feet of the idol of death. That is, they have offered themselves in oblation, they have offered their children, and I say that they love it so. And I say it is because they stopped fearing me, they stopped walking uprightly in me, and I say they turned aside from the way of life unto the way of death. Now consider the multitudes who have put forth the imagery of death, and I say they have celebrated the same. That is, in their smartness, they acted as foolish punks, declaring the magnificence of death. And I say all the while they have been consumed, they have been taken over by the idol of death. And I say they have brought the land into death and the covering of the same. I say this day that idol-living God never ever intended for men to worship death, to think that death is some great and beautiful thing. That is, I never intended for men to turn from the way of the living unto the way of the dead. I never intended for men to be consumed, to be enthralled with the concept of their impending death. For I say all that is demons who have taken them over and are leading them in the course of their own destruction. I say this day that idol-living God have intended that my own people would be thankful for the life, the light, the strength that I provide. That is, ever coming forth renewed by me, ever thankful to be pursuing the course of life that I've set before them. For I say it is me, the living God, who is the way of life, the way of truth, and the way of mercy provided. And I say if you will be accepting of my way, you will be brought forth in the abundance of life that I provide. For I say it is me, the living God, who is ever present to give unto thee the truth, the light, the strength of who I am. And it is me, the living God, who is ever present to give unto thee all that you have need of to be ever kept in me. For I say it is me, the living God, who is righteousness, truth, blessedness, strength, and mercy intended. And it is me, the living God, who will give unto thee the way that is my truth, my light, and my strength always. For I say if you will indeed keep yourselves upon the way of life, you will be partaking daily of the life that I provide. But I say if you turn aside from me, there is nothing that anyone can do except bow down to the very idol of death. For I say you are living in a time when the idol has loomed up in proud array and is literally ruling in the land. For I say the agenda is death and more death and more death on every hand. I say if you look at the babies that are murdered day by day in the name of abortion, I say it is nothing but the rulership and the consumption of the demon of death. That is, it is death taking the lives that have not even had the chance to come forth and loving it so. And I say it is at the hands of their own parents that they are offered into such a way. That is, the helpless ones are given over to the demon of death and they consume the same. I say likewise consider their agenda of perversion. Where does it all end except in premature death? That is, when they go throughout the land commanding and demanding that all will worship them in their filthiness, in their abominable practices. Where do they end? I say they end in the throes of death, miserable death, and I say it is of their own doing. And I say it is because they have bowed down to the idol and worshiped the same. And I say so it is in the agenda of murder that is sent through the armed forces throughout the world. I say still it is the demon of death. For I say there are multitudes who are murdered for useless causes that are no causes at all. And I say there are endless monies funneled into the same, and it is all for naught. For I say it is nothing but more offering unto the demon of death.
I've got the reach and the teeth of a killing machine, with a need to bleed you when the light goes green. Best believe I'm in the zone to be, from my yin to my yang to Z. Put a grin on my chin when you come to me, cause I'll win, I'm a one of a kind, and I'll bring death to the place you're about to be. Another river of blood running under my feet.
I say this day that idol-living God, do not call thee to be under the spell of the demon of death, But I say that I call thee to rebuke, refute, and refuse the same. For I say that the wages of sin is death, and I say that the demon of death is ever waiting for all who give way to sin. For I say, when a man will yield his members to sin and partake of the same, of course death is awaiting him. And I say that he's playing right into the hand of the demon of destruction that is waiting to take him away. I say this day there is nothing beautiful or glamorous or wonderful about death if a man is not right with me. For I say that all that is awaiting such a man is the torment of hell forever. And I say, when a man is fool enough to believe in the lies of death, to worship death and bow down to the same, I say such a man will pay for the same.
The 12th of July 2007. Somewhere over a southeastern neighborhood of Iraq's capital, Baghdad, this US Army Apache helicopter was on a routine patrol searching for Iraqi hostiles. Two Reuters employees, 22-year-old photographer Namir Noor Eldin and a 40-year-old driver Saeed Shmag were out in search of a story when the crew of the Apache helicopter came across them. The sight of this group of men and Namir's camera was enough for the trigger-happy crew to open fire indiscriminately, killing them all.
Alright, you're clear.
For I say, throughout his eternity of torment, I say that he will see what a fool he has been. I say this day that I, the living God, do not call thee to even imitate or emulate the fools who have given themselves to death. For I say, such ones think they are having fun, they do their little shows, they put on their little displays with their symbolism of death, and oh, how clever they think they are. But the truth of it is, they are dumb, ignorant fools who are blinded by the God of this world.
Feel no fear, know my pride. For God and country, I'll end your life.
And I say they are headed down the road of their own destruction, their own damnation, and all the while they think they've discovered some great thing. All they have discovered is the way wherein they will be damned and likewise destroyed. I say this day that I, the living God, do not call thee to the damnation, to the destruction, to the death that is awaiting all who yield to sin.
You know how I feel.
For I say that the wages of sin is death, that is never changed, it always will be. And I say, when men are foolish enough to wholeheartedly embrace the way of sin, they are literally embracing death.